Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Mashana, your lifestyle strategist. Thanks again to YouTube, my YouTube followers. Thanks for joining me, my Facebook family, and my Instagram family. I appreciate you guys so much. If you have not already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you're clicking on the link and going over and hitting the red button that says subscribe. As I'm growing my YouTube channel, I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. It's Motivational Mondays with Mashana, your lifestyle strategist. So today our topic is going to be practicing wisdom in times of weakness. So, right now, we could say, like going through the pandemic, that we are definitely in a weak time. We're in a time of uncertainty. A lot of people are in a time where their jobs have decreased. They have been laid off. They have been furloughed. They have had loss of income. They don't know if they're going to be able to go back to their jobs. So, that is actually a time of weakness because it's stretching that muscle of faith for us to believe that things are going to get back to normal. Many of us are missing our loved ones, not being able to go see them and hug them and make sure everything is okay. And so that is also a time of weakness. But during this time, we have to use some wisdom. We know that we have to stay, 6 feet apart and use our masks and use our gloves and take all the precautions. Make sure you're washing your hands. We know all of this. We've heard all of this until we're blue in the face, right? But how do you internalize practicing wisdom when you're so weak that you want to act out on your weakness? And this could be in different areas of your life. If you're going through a situation and you feel that someone has done you wrong and you want to act out, you're emotional, you're hurt, you're angry, you're frustrated, and you want to really act out upon that person, you got to exercise some wisdom. You got to stop and think about truly what you're doing. Ladies, do not act so quickly on your emotions. I can raise my hand and say, been there, done that before. But we got to learn to get our emotions in check. You got to learn sometimes to breathe it out and stop for a minute before you act. And that is using wisdom. It's using wisdom because no matter what the person did to you, what I've learned that karma catches up with everybody at some point. We may not know the day, time, or hour, but karma is coming. And so it is best for you to practice wisdom and slow down if you got to count to 10 and make sure that you're thinking about your actions before you do them. Before you sign on to a new business venture, do your due diligence. Use some wisdom, because when you're in a position where you don't have any money and you want a way out of your situation and you're just not quite sure if I should go left or if I should go right, a lot of times you can be tricked or bamboozled into doing things when you didn't really think out the entire process because you just want some level of hope. You just want something to come along to change your situation, but you didn't think about all the other stuff that came along with it. So settle down. Okay, don't always make such hasty decisions. Do your due diligence. Exercise wisdom, even in your times of weakness. Sometimes it's not always time to make a move when you're in a weak spot. Sometimes you need to be able to strengthen yourself before you make a move. You need to be able to sit back and think about things. Sometimes you got to calculate a plan, especially when you're angry or you're upset. You'll just go forward and do things out of emotions and hurt and frustration. And then you'll find that this was really not the best move for me, because you did it during a time where you were mentally or physically challenged and you were weak. So don't act when you're weak. When you're weak, sometimes sit back, pray on it, take a minute, stop, breathe, count to 10, say, let me really think this thing out, write down the pros and the cons. Why is it that we know what to do, but then when we get frustrated or we get emotional about things, all of the knowing and the practice and the knowledge goes out of the window? Yes, as women, we're emotional creatures. That is our general nature and our being. But we have to learn to take control of our emotions and settle down. Because what happens is it puts us in a worse position by acting on your emotions when you are weak. So that is called using wisdom. That is called making sure you're making the right decision for you, no matter what somebody else did to you. So you got to learn how to strengthen that muscle of wisdom so that you can make some better choices going forward. I mean, I will be the first to say that I have been through so many different situations, hurt, cheated on, all different circumstances, manipulated, lied to, all different things that I have endured, which is one of the reasons why I do Motivational Monday. Because listen, ladies, you can be the nicest person in the world, but at some point you have a breaking point. And sometimes you just need a little hope. You need somebody to come along and pull you by the bootstraps and say, sister, I'm with you. I've been there before, done that. Let me tell you, don't do this and that because it's not going to turn out. It's not going to serve you well. And so sometimes you just need another sister girl that has been through some things that can give you a level of hope to say, I get it. I understand, and so that's why I come here every Monday, because I mean, it's the stories that I have personally endured myself. And I always say, God, why do I feel like I'm going through this and going through that? And then when I come out of it and learn the lesson, I utilize my platform to bless somebody else. I utilize my platform to let somebody else know you might be going through the storm, but when you get to the other end of it, you'll understand why you needed to endure the storm to empower you to be even greater. It's polishing you. It's strengthening you. It's changing your very perspective. It's giving you the wisdom that you need so that in those times of weakness, that wisdom will activate. And so I don't know who I'm talking to today, but it's somebody out there right now that's feeling weak. You're feeling down. You're feeling disappointed. You're feeling frustrated. I can say, I've had a week of frustration and disappointment too. And so I wanted to get here on here and say to you on Motivational Monday that you are not alone. You need to activate your wisdom during this time that you are feeling the weakest and get up and know that you still got some fight left in you. You still got some business that you need to take care of. So dust yourself off and get up and get a game plan together and get out of your feelings, honey. Get out of your feelings, because guess what? Nobody really cares. You got to understand. And this is not to be mean. You got to understand, it's not necessarily that nobody cares, but everybody else around you is going about their own business, taking care of what they got to do for themselves. So everybody doesn't have time to have a pity party with you. And if you get yourself into a position that you say, I might have a pity party for a minute all by myself, but I'm going to shake this thing off and I'm going to get up and I'm going to do what I need to do. Because only you can make a difference in your life. You can be your greatest hero, but you can also be your greatest victim. You can turn yourself into a victim. And that's not saying that you haven't been through stuff. And that's not saying that you haven't had it hard. And that's not saying that some people are deserving for you to just straight up go crazy on them. That's not what I'm saying. Some people are deserving. However, we're going to exercise wisdom and look out for yourself by any means necessary. This thing called life is all about you. It's all about how you handle stuff. It's all about how you react to stuff. It's all about how you show up in this life for you. So if you're not vested in you and your self-care and you being positive and everything that it is that God has called and created you to be, then you need to learn how to get about your business. And your business is taking care of you. And so when people do you wrong and they say things wrong to you, you say, God bless you. I'm going to keep it moving, but God bless you. Because karma's going to catch up, honey. It's going to catch up. Don't you even worry. Don't you even fret. Because what happens is in times of weakness, it takes you off your game. In times of weakness, it stops you from doing what it is that you need to do. In times of weakness, it makes you second guess the very thing that you started that you knew you were going to be great at. And now you don't even know why you did the thing because you're feeling some type of way because you're disappointed. It is in those times of weakness that you got to pull that strength up out of you and start to fight. It is in the times of weakness that you have to call those things as though they are and change your situation. You got to call it out and say, it doesn't matter what it looks like. You got to walk into your destiny as if you already own that destiny. You already have the power. You already have the position. You already have the strength. You already own the business. You already have the money in your bank account. You got to walk it out and believe it yourself so that you can inspire yourself, because sometimes there's nobody else to do it for you. It just isn't. And when you start knowing that about you and realize the awesome and amazing person that God created you to be, the wisdom will begin to be at the forefront of your weakness. Every time, and nobody's saying you can't be weak, because we all get weak. But every time you get weak, that wisdom gonna kick in. And that wisdom gonna say, remember when you got through that other thing, girl? You can get through this. Remember when you was in a bad situation and you pulled yourself out of it? You got this. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know how weak you're feeling right now. I don't know what your situation is, but you do. And everything that you need is right at the forefront. Get connected. Use your wisdom. Find your resources. Be resilient. Do whatever it is that you need to do to turn this thing around, to be stronger, to be greater, to be more powerful, to encourage yourself, inspire yourself, because you deserve it. Thank you for watching. God bless. Have a great day.